Grimsbro Rask version 2. This one is upside down. Number 341. I have not even disassembled it to clean it. Feels like it's pretty good from the factory. This is a clone from Hilberg. It's got that very cheap satin, which makes the action grindy. Can you hear that? Maybe. Fingerprint magnet too. Not bad for a clone. Feel is very similar. Size is dang near identical. This is probably a clone of V1. V2, it's got a much different choil area. Okay. It's perfect for my fat fingers, but there's a recurve. The clone's pivot milling is a bit different. Just as clean, it's just wider. And no beard, obviously. But look at that choil area. I have sharpened this. So that's not the factory sharpening plunge. Compare it with this one. There's actually a choil now. But a recurve. Win some, you lose some, I guess, huh? So, clone action, kind of poo. Functional, but poo. Grimsbro action, freaking amazing. The detent is so perfect that the blade feels exceptionally heavier than it is. Not even my Shiro with a much bigger blade feels like the blade is as heavy as the Grimsbro Rask. Version 2 at least. One thing John mentioned in his update video is how he milled with the side of his ball mill in these flutes, and you cannot see any machine marks. I've never bothered to look at that kind of thing until he mentioned it in that video. And when I look at any knife with milling, I don't know if you can even see it on the video, but by eye, on one side, you can see machine marks, smearing almost. Even on my more expensive Shirogorov. You can probably see that. Very smeary. So that is a neat trick that he did. Everything is super smooth thanks to the stonewashing. Great action. Amazing action. What more can I say? It's awesome. If you can't afford the real thing, if you can't find the real thing because they're all being purchased, the clone is pretty close. It's not as smooth on all of the chamfers. Some of them are kind of barely noticeable, I guess. They're both contoured, ever slow, very slightly. Both just as thin. Both have a good BTE. The real one might maybe be a little thicker. But, God, that is amazing. That is garbage. If you're an action snob, don't bother with the clone. If you're not, don't bother with the real one.